afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We would have started this sooner, but Haley threw something into my eye. Had to deal with that. Thanks, Haley. So, Q&A Wednesday, and we've got another question on water content. We did a fun little video on what happens if we had a certain calcium content in water. And Haley and I remember you helped me out with it, Haley, ran through the math on how much calcium we would need in the water to actually cause an issue. And
check that video out down below.
Down below. And we got a similar question. What would mineralized water do to concrete? And I had to look up the definition of mineralized water, and I ended up going to the U.S. National Library of Medicine, National Institute of Health. Say that 5 times fast. Or Connecticut. That's a hard one to say 5 times fast. Here they do a comparison of the mineral content of tap water and bottled water. And they've got a really nice paper. I want to go into table 2. So check this out, where they have different mineral contents of tap water in major North American cities. And this is milligrams per liter. And I want to set the stage for you. All right. So a mineralized water is water that may come from a drinking water source and to which minerals are added, therefore obtaining its mineral properties artificially. Now, in this research, in this comparison of mineral water content of tap water and bottled waters, they look at specifically calcium, magnesium, and sodium. And, going through this, if we assume that we have a concrete mix design that let's say has somewhere around 250, 240 pounds of water per cubic yard, and we convert that over to milliliter or convert that over to liters, that's somewhere around 100 to 105 liters for our batch, for our cubic yard. And if we're looking at milligrams per liter, if we have a calcium content milligrams per liter or sodium content milligrams per liter of about 50 each, 50 milligrams per liter, then we're looking at somewhere around 5 grams of sodium or potassium in our cubic yard of concrete. Now, if you don't know how much material is in a cubic yard, it's around 3,900 pounds and change. So putting 5 grams of sodium or potassium or sodium or calcium, we do that. We put much more of that with some of our cements, our ashes, as well as our chemical admixtures. Now that's just tap water, and if you look through, Baltimore, Boston, Chicago, the milligrams per liter in our calcium and sodiums don't get above in the 30s, maybe the 40s. Denver, it's the same thing, but it's when we start getting into, I thought it was Indianapolis, where we have 83 milligrams per liter of calcium and 30, 40 on the sodium. But here it was in El Paso, Texas, 52 milligrams per liter of calcium, and our sodium is at 195 milligrams per liter. So when it comes to that, if they're already putting those things in the concrete and now this is supplementing it, you might see some issues. But again, the question was mineralized water. And in this same study, in table number 3, they review the mineral content of these commercially bottles that are available in North America. And I'm going to pick out my favorite ones. Let's see. I like Mountain Valley. There's Mountain Valley, and it has 68 grams per liter of calcium. So again, we might have 6 or 7 grams per cubic yard of concrete, and that's just not a lot. Is that a tenth or 100th? It's 100th of a pound. And then with our sodium, we only have 3 milligrams per liter. There are mineral waters from Vichy Springs, California, that has 157 milliliter or milligrams per liter of calcium, and then 1,095 milligrams per liter of sodium. So let's do that. So if we let's do the math on that. So we're saying that 50 milligrams per liter turns out to be 5 grams per cubic yard if we have around 105 liters per cubic yard. So let's do that again, 105. And now we're going to say that's 1,095 times 1095 milligrams per liter divided by 1,000 because we want to convert to grams. So now that's 115 grams per cubic yard. Now we're starting to get up to points where it's going to have an impact, and there's some other oh gosh, table 4 goes into mineral content from selected bottles from Europe. There's one with an L. There was this one from Wales that I absolutely love. Whitney used to get it for me, and it was delicious tasting water. And I'm one of those people who can tell the difference in mineral waters. And I mean, you gotta try it. You gotta try tap water versus a water, like especially that has a lot of chlorine content or had a lot of clarifiers or cleaners in there, versus a water that has a high mineral content. Even if you don't like the flavor, you can definitely taste that there is a flavor difference. Well, that's the concern, that these same minerals are going to cause something harmful to the concrete. And unless we're getting to those really high numbers, I just can't see that being an issue. San Pellegrino, 204 on the calcium, 57 on the magnesium, 47 on the sodium. I mean, I feel like if you're using mineralized water, the better question is, why are you spending so much water on the money or on the water that goes into your concrete? I mean, mineralized water, if memory serves me correctly, that water from the UK or from, gosh, I can't remember where it's from now, but that one was like somewhere around $8 for 270 milliliters to 370 milliliters. Like, you're going to be spending thousands and thousands of dollars just on water content for a singular cubic yard of concrete. I think that's the bigger question. So yes, I definitely think it could have an impact, but you're going to have to really increase the mineral content of your water. And unless you're reclaiming a water, and I guess a geothermal juice, if you put that into concrete, that you might start seeing some issues. And I guess I didn't talk about the issues, what they are, and that would be set acceleration, alkali silica reactivity from the sodium content, maybe some calcium oxychloride development, just nothing good. Everything that would expand from within the concrete and cause it to break down. So I wouldn't go out of my way to use mineralized water, and maybe I can say it a better way. I would go out of my way not to use mineralized water. Unless you have something to convince me otherwise, I'm always ready to learn. Thanks for your time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ding that bell for notifications. Go Concrete!